Hi Facebook, I'm back. It's your old pal, Michael. One of the hosts of this very show. We can't promise this will be good. And today is a very special show because this is the first time I'm doing it entirely on my own. Last show, which was 3 weeks ago, I hosted it on my own, but I had a guest. This week, no guest, and no Jared. Just me. So, what I thought I'd do is, what I love to do is go live on Facebook and do a little pre-show before the actual show goes live at 3. I don't know why I'm already here. I always get here really early, but it's fine because we're the only show on Saturdays, so I can get here early. I like to be here early to set up, and today, to go live, and hopefully someone watches this and can ask questions, interact with me, however you'd like. It'll be fun. So, I'm just kind of gonna hang out until someone starts asking me questions. Hi, Amanda! Hi, Amanda Grillo. Amanda Grillo is a great person, a previous guest on the show. She actually offered to be a guest today because she knew I needed one, but I decided to do it on my own and see what happens. So, but thank you, Amanda, so much for your kindness in offering that. Hopefully this doesn't go horribly. As I'm saying a lot. That's fun. So, yeah, Jared isn't here. Jared's home, because it's Thanksgiving break. Like, why am I here? I don't know. Sorry guys, I'm currently sharing this video on my computer, because I just have Facebook open on everything. That's fun. I can't type. I'm sorry. Someone please ask me questions. Amanda, ask me a question. And I'll answer it. Hopefully. Oh no. The thumbnail, I'm like scratching my nose, but it looks like I'm picking my nose. That's fun. What are you gonna do? Comedy, right? So, I'm not gonna... Amanda, how am I? I'm doing great. I've been sick for the last few days. Like, it was bad. I didn't have Thanksgiving because of illness. And, I'm finally feeling better. I just went to Dunkin' Donuts, and I got a breakfast sandwich and a donut. I ordered one donut, and I was very clearly the first person to come in there in hours, and so the one person working there was thrilled, and she gave me 2 donuts for the price of 1. So that's fun. So I had 2 donuts and a breakfast sandwich, so I'm feeling great. I'm kind of scared to do the show today, because not having Jared here is weird, because Jared is very helpful and he knows what he's doing. I don't know what I'm doing. There's a good chance I'll forget to turn my mic on, and it will just be silence for the entire hour. That'll probably happen. I do have some things planned. I'm not going to say what they are, but I'm going to keep in the spirit of improv. I have a little bit of a structure for how this is going to go, but most of it is going to be very heavily improvised. So that's fun. I keep saying that. Whoa, we have 4 whole people watching. Someone please ask me a question. Please. Because this is going to be really boring if no one asks questions except for Amanda. Though Amanda asked a great question of how are you? Yes, Matt, I am doing a one-man show. Hi, Matt. So happy you're watching. I am doing a one-man show today instead of usually a 3-person show, which is me and Jared and our guest. I have music ready to go for the day, for the show. A little more music than usual, just because we don't have an interview to do. So that'll kind of, I just need to eat up a little more time. So about half of today's show is going to be music, and the other half is going to be me talking to myself. So I hope everyone who listens enjoys, and I'll actually probably be able to put the entire show up online afterwards, unlike usually where we can only put the improv portion at the end, because most of the show features copyrighted music. I've decided I want to just do the whole show without the copyrighted music underneath, so we're going to do that. And so I'll actually be able to put the whole thing, aside from the music breaks, because I can't just put that online, because that's all copyrighted. But yeah, so I'm going to put the ramblings of my mind. What is my favorite 1 to 4 person play? My favorite 1 to 4 person play. Oh, Waiting for Godot. Obviously. Waiting for Godot is an incredible play. It doesn't make any sense, but it makes all the sense. It's great. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Ooh, I have a question over here. Would you ever like to expand creative endeavors into different segments of this show? Yeah, I would. I think next semester, the show has to go on a break over winter break. I'll be in Florida. Jared will probably be in New Hampshire. Oh, Jared commented as our show. Hi, Jared. Hi, we can't promise this will be good on 88.7 WNHU2. Jared's tuning in from New Hampshire today, and he's not here. Creative endeavors, yes. So over the break, I think we're gonna try to, the show's gonna be the same. It's gonna be the same show, but I would like to bring new segments, different ideas into the show, and hopefully we'll be able to do that. I don't know what we want to do differently, and then after Jared graduates, I'm turning this show on its heels. It's gonna get weird, and it's already really weird. Matt, why haven't you been invited to do improv? Because you're not a student here. We wanted to bring on, people who don't go here. We tried to bring on our friend Tim Godonsky, who graduated last year. He's a fantastic improviser, and we wanted to bring him on, but we're not allowed to because he is no longer a student here. We can only bring on current students and faculty. Matt, I don't know do you count as faculty as the music director of a chorus line? If you do, we'll bring you on the show. We will. We would love to have you. Let's bring you and Jonathan on. You convince him to come on our show and do improv with me and Jared, because it'll be a blast. I'm pulling up right now. I'm pulling up the playlist for today, because I'll give you guys watching this a little sneak peek as to some of the music I'll be playing today, because it's gonna be good, because it's all me. It's not me. It's music I chose. They're not my songs. It's very quiet in here, which is weird. Usually there's music playing, but I turned it all the way down because I plan on keeping this video up on Facebook after I'm done. And again, copyright. Guys, be careful with copyright infringement. I haven't had any issues with it, but don't be dumb. What am I saying? Guys, this is why you need to ask me more questions. You've asked some great questions so far. Do I feel a relationship to Harry Potter? I do. Harry Potter is one of my favorite things. It's one of the only book series that I've really ever gotten into when I was younger. I still love those books. I still will take a look at them from time to time. I love the movies. I'm aware I kind of look like Harry Potter, or as Andy Esborn said, James Potter. Shout out to Andy Esborn. I do feel a relationship to Harry Potter. I'd like to believe that I am a wizard and just a man on a motorcycle with a magic umbrella has not burst down my door and told me this yet. I'm waiting. Hagrid, where you at? Okay, let's look at some music. So today I have 7 whole songs for you guys. The first one, as a little tribute, because 1 week ago today, a chorus line did its final performance. My heart, I'm still not over it. That was such a fun production to be a part of. And so I'm putting a little tribute to a chorus line, and our first song for the day is Josh Groban's version of What I Did for Love, which, if you haven't heard it, listen to the show. It's gorgeous. And then we have some Neon Trees, Everybody Talks. Great song. It's kind of not usually my style. It's very, like, poppy, but I like it. And I have some Watsky. Those of you who know me know I love Watsky. Best concert I've ever been to. That's just a side note. If you ever have the chance to see Watsky live, do it. It's the song Talking to Myself. Great song. Then we have Birdhouse in Your Soul by They Might Be Giants. I just heard this song today. It just came up on Spotify, and I was like, I'm putting this on the playlist because I really liked it. We have the Ingrid Michaelson version of Can't Help Falling in Love. It's amazing. Then we have one of my favorite covers ever, which is it's a cover by Me First and the Gimme Gimmes. And if you don't know Me First and the Gimme Gimmes, what are you doing? Get on it. They're amazing. And they did a cover of Cabaret from the musical Cabaret, but they did it as like a kind of ska punk song, and it's so awesome. I play it for people constantly. I make everyone I know listen to it, and I'm going to make all of you listen to it if you listen to the show today. And then we have a little song to close it out by one of my favorite bands, Computer Games. It's called Every Single Night. If you don't know Computer Games, again, get on it. It's Darren Criss, if you know who that is, and his brother Chuck. They started a band called Computer Games. They're awesome. This song particularly has a very like Gloria Estefan vibe to it, and it's really cool. They very much don't sound like a modern band. They sound like they're from like the 70s or 80s, but it's awesome. Okay, back to questions, because I have a new question again from Matt. Thank you, Matt. If you could direct, dream, play, or musical, what would it be? Oh, if I could direct, oh god. Oh, what would I want to direct? I don't know. Oh, I actually really want to direct Godspell, because I have a really fun idea for it. I'm not gonna say what it is on here. Matt, we can talk privately. I'll tell you what my idea for Godspell is, because I feel like Godspell gets very boring, because no one really does anything super creative with it. They just kind of do the show, and they're like, oh, let's do it in a weird place, and that's it. They just change the setting of it because it can take place anywhere, but they don't do anything beyond that. I have a very grand concept for it, and I think it could make the show really interesting. But again, I'm not going to say, because I might do it one day. I don't know. And then if I could perform in a dream play or musical, anyone who knows me, I want to play Hedwig in Hedwig and the Angry Inch. Casting people out there, if you're watching, you're not, but if you are, someone let me play Hedwig, please. That's the big one. There's a lot I'd like to play, but Hedwig is like, I have to play Hedwig. Weirdest onstage mishap. I don't have anything like weird, but I've had some bad ones. When I was a few years ago, I was in the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee, and after the song Pandemonium, if you're familiar with the show, after Pandemonium, I was supposed to run off stage and change costumes because I came out to play one of the characters' fathers, and I just forgot. I just sat there for too long, and everyone the woman playing Ronalisa Peretti, she had the next line, but she knew she wasn't supposed to start until I had left to give me enough time. But I was literally supposed to leave the moment the song was over, like during the applause. The applause completely stopped, and we were all just sitting there, and I'm just looking around like... And it felt like 10 minutes. It was probably 5 seconds, but it felt like a lifetime. And then I finally left the stage, and I made it on that. I made it on for that costume change. Costume changes are always a nightmare. Oh, chorus line. We'll talk chorus line because it's over now, and so I can kind of give some people some insight as to what happened. So at the end of the show, after the people have been selected, the lights go out, and then they come back on, and we all come on for the finale in these, like, golden tuxedo jumpsuits. And so we all just booked it backstage. The girls were in, like, the costume shop way backstage, and the boys were all, most of us were stage right behind this little wall that they built for decency. And we just threw off our clothes and put on these jumpsuits, and it was so fast. We did not have much time, and it was very stressful. And it went, during rehearsals and stuff, I always was late. I think I made it on for the finale once during, like, our dress rehearsals. I think the last dress rehearsal I finally made it, like, with my jumpsuit all on correctly, my jacket, my cummerbund, like, everything, and it was correct. And then the shows, my costume change went perfectly every time. Every time. Except for the final performance. I was like, oh, I only have to do this one more time. I was standing on the line before the lights went out, and I was so excited. I was sad because I was like, oh, the show's over. This is literally the last time we're doing this, ever. And then the lights went out, and I was like, oh, thank God I never have to do this after this one last time. And I started to put on the jumpsuit, and I put my right leg in, put my left leg in, realized both of my legs were in the left leg thing, and I almost screamed because I was like, I'm not gonna make it. I'm not gonna make it. And so then I had to, like, get out, and it took too long. But I got both legs in, got it up, the whole jumpsuit up, zipped up, jacket on, cummerbund was, like, weirdly, like, twisted around, so it wasn't correct, but it was fine because it was covered by the back of it, which was the thing that was twisted up, was covered by the jacket, so that's fine. And I grabbed the hat and ran on just as I was supposed to be coming on. So people who were at that performance, that's just a fun little tidbit. If I had taken a single second longer, I would not have made it on for the finale. Thank you. Good job on the costume change. Nobody knew. Thank you. Thank you, Aunt Jody. Yeah, it was really stressful. It's sad that in that entire show, the most stressful part wasn't any of the dancing or the music. It was the costume change. Matt, you should tell Jonathan. Tell Jonathan that I almost didn't make it. I don't think he'll care, because I made it. He doesn't care that I almost didn't. He cares that I did. So please, report me to Jonathan. I dare you. Alright, everyone. The questions are really slowing down here, because I rambled for too long. So if you have any more questions, maybe about this show? Not about theater. I'm happy to talk about theater, but, like, I'd love to talk about We Can't Promise This Will Be Good on WNHU 2, if that's something we can do. Have I talked about my favorite character in a chorus line? My favorite character in a chorus line is Paul, because Paul has the best... He's the best. His monologue is amazing. That's it. How did I find improv? I mean, I think I discovered, like, what improv was, like a lot of people around my age did, and that was through the TV show Whose Line Is It Anyway? I think I've seen every single episode several times. And then I started, like, doing improv just in, like, high school drama club. We just kind of did improv, like, little improv games during, like, warm-ups before rehearsals and before shows. So that was fun. And then I came here to UNH, and I joined Pineapple Johnny's Improv Comedy Club because I just loved improv. And so I just started really, like, actually doing it a lot. And it was one of the best decisions I've ever made to do improv. And now I'm doing an improv radio show, which was very much inspired by some podcasts I listen to. I really enjoy, like, improv podcasts. Specifically, if anyone knows them, Comedy Bang Bang. Comedy Bang Bang is the funniest thing in the entire world. Listen to it. It's crazy. Also, Spontanea Nation. Off Book, the improvised musical podcast. They improvise a musical every single week. It's like a 45-minute, completely improvised musical about anything, and it's great. I strongly recommend those shows. Listen to them. They're insane and weird and wonderful. Let's see, what else? So, I kind of answered Tim's question when this first time I did improv. For real, here at UNH. Who is winning the Great Apple Debate? Unfortunately, Jared is winning the Great Apple Debate, and I'm not pleased about it. So anyone who doesn't know, if you don't listen to the show regularly, we have a debate on our show, the Great Apple Debate, where we always ask our guests if they prefer red or green apples. I prefer green, Jared prefers red, and it seems we've only had heathens on this show because almost all of them prefer red apples. A few of them have preferred green. I need to go back to all the old episodes and listen, and I'm going to, like, write it down and, like, specifically who likes what, so I know who my friends are. How did the Apple Debate start? I just needed questions to ask, and I thought that was an interesting question. I think I was eating an apple at the time when I came up with that question. What is your hope for this radio show? Where do you see it taking you? My hope right now is to just keep doing the show every week, or as much as we can. We can't always do it. And then we're going to keep it going next semester with Jared and myself, and then next year, Jared's graduating next semester, and so I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing. I'd like to continue the show. I'm probably going to continue the show, but I don't know quite yet if I'm going to continue it just on my own, or if I'm going to find a new co-host, or maybe change what the show is, kind of make it more of a music thing. I'm not sure. I would love to keep it being the thing it is, but I would need to find a new co-host, so that's a whole process that I kind of dreading, but also kind of looking forward to. I'm going to miss Jared, obviously. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. So yeah, hopefully it stays the weird, wonderful thing it is. And my other hope for it is that more people start listening, because, I mean, we don't have a way of knowing exactly how many people listen, but we have an idea, and it's not a lot. But that's fine. Like, we don't really care that not a lot of people listen. We love that anyone listens to this show, and it's so strange to us that people would want to listen to us do improv on the radio for an hour. Like, that's really weird. Like, who does that? So, I think I would just like to build our audience and have more people listening. I want to do more things like this. I want to do more pre-show things. I definitely want to do another one when I have Jared and when we have a guest. I'd like to make it like a regular thing, like where the audience can ask the guest some questions. Obviously not the questions we ask. And I think another hope I have for the show is, like, for me personally, I just want to get better at interviewing, because I'm not good at it. I'm really not good at it. Jared is better at interviewing than I am, and I thank God he's usually here to ask questions. Like 3 weeks ago when we had Aaron on the show, and it was just me, the interview felt so strange for me, because I don't know, I'm not good at interviewing people, and also we've pretty much only had people we're friends with on the show that Jared and I both know pretty well, And so it's weird to interview your friends because you already know the answers to a lot of the questions. But you do find out some new things about your friends that you might not have known. My favorite comedian. Oh God. I'll say my favorite improv comedian is probably, it's either Paul F. Tompkins or Ben Schwartz. They're both incredible. Look up Paul F. Tompkins. He's a delight. My favorite stand-up comedian is Bo Burnham, and I'd say John Mulaney as well. But Bo Burnham mainly because he does musical comedy, and he's changed what stand-up comedy can be. He has 2 specials that are on Netflix. They're called What and Make Happy. I strongly recommend both of them. They're incredible. They're really great, and I think if you like this show, you'll probably like those shows because they're super weird and like campy and not for everyone. But I think if you like the show, those specials are for you. My favorite short form improv game. Oh, God, there's so many short form improv games. I think Freeze. Literally, Freeze is such a good game because it just really helps you just think quickly and think on your feet. So I think Freeze, or yeah, I can't think of any others right now. There's so many. I also have not done short form improv in quite a long time. I haven't done it since last semester because this semester I haven't been able to really be a part of the improv club due to chorus line and other commitments with the theater department. It was really busy for me this semester, and so unfortunately I could not be a part of the club, so I haven't had a chance to do a lot of short form improv, which is one of the reasons I started this show. Was I knew before the semester started that I wasn't going to be able to be a part of the club that semester, and so I still wanted a way to do improv and keep myself active in improv. And so I thought, well, let's make a radio show, because I've wanted to do a show on WNHU for a while. I've wanted to, but I just haven't had, I haven't had an idea. And then I was like, let's do an improv show. And I just didn't want to do it by myself. So I asked Jared, because Jared's awesome, and he's a very good friend of mine, and he's amazing at improv. So I needed help. And so, yeah. What do you like better, short form or long form? I've done a lot more short form, but I really love long form. I think I prefer long form. I really got into long form improv. Like, I fell in love with it last Christmas. I was in Florida, and I saw this show where they did A Christmas Carol, but they added a new character. So they had like a cast that had a script. They had rehearsed it as a regular play of just performing A Christmas Carol, and then they brought in an improv comedian who had 2 characters to offer, and the audience voted on which character they were going to do that night, and then they just incorporated that character into A Christmas Carol. So the night I saw it, the comedian there, I don't remember his name, he was amazing. He played Gollum from Lord of the Rings. And so Gollum was thrown into A Christmas Carol, and it was the weirdest show I've ever seen in my entire life. And I don't remember a time I've laughed harder at, like, live theater. It was so fun. I was crying through most of it. I couldn't breathe. It was amazing. If you and friends could do improv at any venue, what would your dream venue be? If I could do improv at any venue. I mean, it's not like a big theater, but it's a legendary place to do improv. I'd love to do improv at the UCB theater, the Upright Citizens Brigade theater. I'd love to get involved with them, but I don't have the time or funds. So, but I would love to do improv at UCB. That would be amazing. Tip for interviewing: have a prepared sheet of guiding questions. Stephen Shepard, thank you for that. I actually do have a prepared sheet of questions before every interview, but we tend to just ask the same questions. But even though I have the questions prepared, it still just feels so... I think it's just the fact that an interview is not a natural thing. It doesn't feel like a conversation because it is like so scripted, I guess. I'm also just a terrible conversationalist. I have horrible social skills. And so, like, bringing up new topics is so weird to me because I don't do that in normal conversation. Normal conversations with me, I have a plan as to what I want to say, and then I will just sit there in silence once I've said the things I need to say. I will not bring up new things. That's not true always, but a lot of times it is. God. Oh, it is 2:46, everyone. So I think I'm gonna have to bring this to a close for today because I still have to do sound check and everything to make sure everything is in order for the show. So hopefully you all stick around and listen to the show in 14 minutes. You'll have a whole other hour of me talking, and it's gonna be weird, guys. This is probably will be the weirdest episode so far. Episode 9. Gotta get weird at episode 9. So thank you everyone for watching. Thank you for your questions and your comments. I've really enjoyed doing this. Hopefully I will get to do it again sometime soon, and hopefully you'll all be listening at 3 o'clock on WNHU2. If you don't know how to get there, go to the WNHU, just Google WNHU, and then on there there's a link to WNHU2, and you can listen live, and it'll be really fun. I'm also going to post the link on Facebook in a few minutes, and then we're going to be live. So hopefully you all join me. Thank you, and goodbye.